I gotta let this finish. I'm sorry. I hope that they don't. I'm willing to take whatever strike risk is necessary to let this verse finish. Okay. All right. Okay. Now I'll go ahead and pause. All right. Y'all know how it is. Sometimes there are certain songs where it's just like, I don't care what I'm doing. I don't care where I'm going. I got to pause and I got to let at least this part, if not the whole song, finish. And that's one of those for me. Those first two verses are phenomenal. Hi. How's everybody? I hope you guys are doing good. I'm Mambo Soleil. If this is your first time tuning in, I want to say hello and welcome. I am the founder and facilitator of the Charm School Priestess Training Program. I am the Coven Mother of Vision of Dawn Tour. I am your weekly reader, and I'm a dope bitch straight up out of Oakland. Living in Atlanta, but you know, I'm from Oakland. I do these readings every week. This is just my free offering to the community, just to give everybody a little bit of insight about the energies that lie ahead of us, nature of any kind of challenges, anything we'll encounter over the 7 days in front of us. Hi, JL. Hi, Misha. Hi, Cody. Oh, Cody, okay, I miss you. You're going to be getting a call from me soon. I haven't heard from you in a minute, and I just want to check on you. Miss you much. Hey, Aja. Good to see you all. Thank you. As you come into the room, just say hello, say hi, so I can say hi back. In the words of great prophet and poet T-Pain, talk to me, I talk back. So I'm in a little bit of a silly mood today. But yeah, this is just an offering I give every week. This is a free reading. The general reading is completely free. It tends to be about 3 to 4 spreads. I do take questions from the audience. Some of you may be here because you saw me post in different groups in different places that I was going to be taking questions from the audience. I absolutely will be doing that. My only request is that you let me get through the general first. And then from there, I will go ahead. Hey, Bertal. I'll go ahead and take individual questions. I do have some updates and things, but I'm going to save that for later. Let's just go ahead. Oh, wait. See, StreamYard got to get their stuff together so I can do the Instagram straight away. Are there any other people here who do live streams and who have had success with using Instagram for StreamYard? Because it never works for me, which is why I have to do it this super goofy way where I put my phone on the side of my laptop and pray/hope that it doesn't. Let me do a little hair adjustment. Hi, Instagram. Hi, YouTube. Okay, so we're all here. Oh, Lord. We're all here. For the Instagram, again, I'm Mambo Soleil. I'm here to do the weekly energy reading. We're just going to jump straight on into it, okay? Hi, Adelaide. It's good to see you. All right. We're going to start with our general, same way we do every week. Hi, Johnny. Good to see you. Somebody has a birthday tomorrow. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits, walk with me, validated ancestors. What do we as a collective need to know about the energy of the week of June 2nd through the 8th? Please give us wisdom about the nature of the lessons, blessings, challenges, breakthroughs, experiences we will have over the next 7 days. Who do we need to be and what do we need to see about ourselves, our habits, and our environment in order to be able to navigate this energy? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Hi, Tori. Good to see you. Oh, good. Your mom's birthday is tomorrow. My god baby's birthday is tomorrow. So I didn't know this. I don't know why I never stopped to think about it, but I got hella Geminis in my life. Like mad Gemini. Hey, Miss, hey, Rose, thank you for joining us tonight. Like a lot of Geminis in my life. A lot of Gemini men, so pray for me. Yes, it's interesting. You don't think about these things. I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna actually shuffle with another deck because this one don't feel right for primary. So we're gonna do millennial as primary. Ancestors, angels, and masters. Give me wisdom about what we need to know about the week of June 2nd through the 8th. Please give us wisdom about the nature of the lessons, blessings, challenges that lie ahead of us. And wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. That feels much better. Hi, Jamila. Your mom's birthday is tomorrow, too. Let me find out that June 2nd is some kind of blessed day. Okay. I love it. I love whenever I find out where there's a day where it's a bunch of people's birthday at the same time. Someone needs to be drinking more water. You feel like you're exhausted, but you're just dehydrated. That's what Spirit wants you to know. Yeah. Some of us have been neglecting ourselves, and one of the main things that happens typically when we neglect ourselves is that we don't drink enough water. There are some of you who are not neglecting yourselves, not because you don't understand that you have needs, but because it's a worthiness issue. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's easier for you to want to nurture and take care of other people than it is for you to nurture and take care of yourself. Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is coming up to say, yeah, it's great to make these big gestures for other people. It's great to be the person of support, but that matters very, very little if you're not starting with yourself, right? So whatever is going on that makes you feel like you aren't worthy, or that you are doing too much or being inauthentic when you prioritize yourself, navigate that this week, really interrogate that, and stretch that muscle, develop that muscle around self-care, figure out what it is you need to do so that you can teach yourself to sharpen that tool around taking care of and protecting yourself, right? Now, you're blessed to have people around you that really fuck with you and who really love you. Ten of Cups is chosen family. And they're going to be the ones to tell you, like, hey, you need to stop, you need to pause, but that can only go so far. Even if you're blessed to have people around you that pour into you and take care of you, it doesn't matter if that stops with them, right? We spend more time with ourselves than we do with other people. And so that means that you are creating a dynamic where you're codependent. You're having to depend on other people to tell you to take care of yourself, to tell you to slow down, to tell you to get sleep, to tell you to drink water, right? And it's great to have that love again, but you need to really teach yourself the importance of taking care of yourself. Now, a huge part of the reason why we talked about the worthiness as it relates to imposter syndrome with the Eight of Pentacles, but another reason why some of you guys struggle to take care of yourself is you have busybody energy. You're always in other people's shit. You are escaping looking at yourself through being in everybody else's business, right? And you think that you are coming off as helpful. You think you are presenting as savior, but you're low-key coming off like a bully, right? You're a bully and you're lashing out at other people because you feel neglected, because you feel untaken care of. That's not their fault. So slow down, stop being a busybody, stop pushing your opinions on people, stop telling people what they need to do and how they need to protect or save themselves, and worry about saving you. Worry about taking care of you. Because here's the thing, again, your lack of self-care is impacting your communities around you, right? Now, we already talked about the Ten of Cups as having to step up and do a lot of caring for you when you can care for yourself. But this is also going to impact your relationships or your exchanges where you get money with people, where it's professional, right? 3 of Pentacles, getting money with friends. 3 of Pentacles is very much about the people that sharpen you. Different skill sets, but shared goals and investments. And because of that, you guys kind of lift as you climb. If you are coming into a space worn out, mean, and exhausted because you're not taking care of yourself, do you think that that's going to help you have a good experience of this environment? Or are you going to put people off the wrong way and mess up those relationships that are meant to help you progress, right? Yes, we should be taking care of ourselves because self-care is important to make sure that we're all right. But when we don't take good care of ourselves, what does that? It becomes a drain on our community. We show up in mean, aggressive, non-productive ways. And it ends up being a drain on the spaces that we not only need, but we claim to care about the most, right? So again, really, really take care of yourself. And here's the thing. I talked about the imposter syndrome and you guys not wanting to take care of yourself because you feel like it's self-indulgent or you're not worthy. Definitely interrogate those worthiness issues. If you are struggling with worthiness so much that you are not allowing yourself water, which is a basic human need, and you're walking around grown and dehydrated, that is an issue. Absolutely deal with it. But also, it's happening because you struggle with discipline. Yes, self-care is a discipline issue. If you are fortunate enough to, no, I don't want to say fortunate because I think part of our issue is that we put value judgments on people with money. If you are in community with people who are millionaires, people who own a lot of property, people who are successful in business, you notice that they take vacations regularly, right? And it's not about the money. It's not about being able to flex. They have a deep understanding that I have to take care of myself. I have to refill my cup so that I even have the capacity to build the empire, to build the business, to leave the legacy that I want to leave, right? So you are out here in your martyrdom, making these big demonstrative displays for everybody else, draining and wearing yourself out, which is making you become mean and vicious. And that is not going to help you get closer to empire. What's going to help you get closer to empire is discipline. And understanding that self-care is a part of discipline. Self-care, disciplining yourself and scheduling self-care just as regularly as you schedule your work and you're running around and you're saving other people and your Captain Save a Ho shit. Like, scheduling self-care is just as much a necessity in terms of you being able to be successful as anything else. Okay? So it's really, really, really important that rather than seeing self-care as something that's indulgent, denying yourself self-care because you struggle with worthiness and you don't think you are worthy of indulgences, straining your community by getting stressed out and bringing negative energy, viciousness, vitriol to them, discipline yourself into taking better care of you so that way it doesn't spill over to the people that you claim to love the most. There's going to be a lot of that this season. People who have stretched themselves thin, lashing out at people. You can shame yourself around it or you can learn from it. And what's coming up in this reading, the general reading, is that you need to learn why it is that you're more comfortable taking care of everyone else. You feel that everyone else is worthy of your care as opposed to you, and how that makes you show up in ways that are mean and unproductive. Okay? A little different in tone than what the general readings typically are, but I think that's an important message, and hopefully it falls on the ears of those who need to hear it. Bertal says, not in this heat, water is a must. I feel you. It's not nearly as hot out here in Atlanta as it is in Houston, but it's still warm enough. And the humidity is crazy. So I have definitely, I've been on top of getting my gallon of water in every day just in order to stay regulated. And not to brag, but y'all can see it in my skin, right? Y'all can see how hydrated and plump and juicy and delicious my skin is, right? That's that water. Best self-care regimen on the planet, drinking water and minding your business. I promise you. Hey, Tori, good to see you. Tori, I didn't realize that you weren't following me on YouTube. And I'm glad that I'm doing the Instagram again because it's been good to see you every week. It's been really good to see you. Hi, Miss Renee. Miss Renee said, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, to drinking water and minding your business. Hello, Lavana. Water is medicine. Absolutely. Water is medicine. Water is a conduit for spirit. Water heals you. Water will cleanse you of negativity, toxins, and impurities. It is life regenerating force. We need water. Water absolutely is medicine. Let's see. Where do I want to go next? Y'all want to go to money next? Let's go to money. Ancestors, angels, and master spirits that walk with me, my elevated ancestors. Angels and masters. Please let us know what we need to know about our relationship with money, the flow of money in our life, our energetic relationship with money. Ancestors, we know that money is neutral and that the programming that money is the root of all evil is wickedness that comes from man, honestly. So what can you do? What wisdom can you provide us with that will help us? Those of us who need it, heal our relationship with money. Those of us who need it, stabilize our relationship with money. What wisdom do we need to know about the flow of prosperity and abundance in our lives during the week of June 2nd through the 8th? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Love it. I'm going to be vain and put up Miss Renee's comment for a minute. Thank you so much. So I have, as a Taurus and a Venus sign, I have compliments that are my favorites. So one of my favorite compliments is you smell good. I don't know why. Yeah, it just is. But when people tell me my skin is pretty, that's becoming more and more of a compliment. Because, again, when you do this work, you know that good skin is a sign of good health. It's a sign of good care, right? It's a sign of good energetic energy. Seven of Pentacles, which is quickly becoming one of my favorite cards, fell out in the shuffle. And I love that for us. We're at the midway point of the year. It's June 1st, baby. We halfway through this month. Like we are at the midway point. So it makes sense that the Seven of Pentacles is coming up and asking us about not only to evaluate the seeds that we planted earlier in the year or towards the end of last year or, just in months prior, but also to consider what new seeds we need to plant, right? How do we need to prune and alter our plans as it relates to our wealth, as it relates to legacy, as it relates to the kind of the kind of wealth and abundance we want to see in our lives, right? So I really, really love this. I think this is going to be the guiding energy for a lot of us this week, just really, really thinking about whether or not the seeds we planted will be fruitful, if we want that fruit, and if not, what we need to do in order to plant new seeds while we have the time. I'm so over this year. It's been rough. I hate that for you, baby. I really, really hate that for you. But we still have time. You can really take the reins and change the energy. It doesn't have to continue to be tough. So, but I wish ease for you. I wish ease for all of us watching this today. But yeah, that the energy of the Seven of Pentacles is really, really, really strong in this reading. I talked about the Emperor earlier, and we have the other card of Divine Masculine Leadership, Major Arcana card, the Hierophant, right? So there's some spiritual discipline that's needed around our money and our finances, right? Whenever I talk about spiritual discipline as it relates to finances, people automatically think I'm talking about doing a working. A lot of times spiritual discipline is an issue of shadow work, right? So if the second you get money in your hand, you don't save it, you don't use it to take care of yourself, you're loaning it out to other people. That's a spiritual discipline issue, right? If the moment, my mama used to say, money burn a hole in your pocket, right? Some people, they get a dime and they burn a hole in their pocket. If you're one of those people and you are excessively spending, right? Impulse spending, sitting with yourself and figuring out, okay, why can't I hold on to money? Why does holding money make me uncomfortable? Those are all things you need to interrogate. So again, the Hierophant being the Pope, the priest, the priestess, right? What do you need to learn about spiritual discipline around your relationship with money? And how does it give you insight about how you move forward with your finances? Some of us, spell work is necessary, right? But not in the way you think. It's still related to personality. So doing work over yourself, understanding that you are enough, that you have enough. What does it mean to have enough? Talking to yourself about how you want to feel once you have enough, so that when you do get to the point where you reach your financial goals and you do have enough, you are prepared for it instead of panicking, right? Again, going back to this Hierophant and talking about a lack of spiritual discipline with not all of us, but some of us. A huge part of the reason why it's hard for us to hang on to money is because of that imposter syndrome again, right? So the magician is coming up saying that you need to be in alignment with an alchemical energy that reminds you that you have all the tools at your disposal to move responsibly with the wealth, with the blessings you call in, right? Some of you, I remind myself, and I have to remind you guys a lot, it's not enough to pray for blessings, and it's not enough to pray for increase. You have to pray for the spirit and the discernment to be able to keep the increase, right? To be able to stabilize ground and let the increase grow. So really doing some work over your person. Again, there are some of you who want to do work to call in more opportunities or call in more wealth, but this week is about you focusing on being in alignment with you, understanding how your power works so that you don't waste your power or waste money out of weakness or lack of power, right? We don't talk about that enough. A huge part of the reason why consumerism is so high in the United States is that people don't feel a sense of personal power. So how do you feel personal power? How do you feel successful? You go and buy shit and show it off. And then you end up having regrets later around the debt or the loss, right? So these two cards are coming up to say, get disciplined. Look at the areas of your spiritual life where you're undisciplined and really coach yourself, do some magic over yourself, pray over yourself so that you can move in a way that prepares you for that fruit that's coming from the Seven of Pentacles that fell out earlier, right? A lot of you guys, again, I know I keep referencing imposter syndrome, but there's a fear there that's making you guys not do some of the things you need to do with your finances. And the Strength card is coming up to say, do it scared, right? You need to open up that investment or that savings account. You feel like you're not going to be able to pay it every month. Stop lying to yourself. Just do it scared. Face the challenge and really teach yourself and strengthen that skill, right? I love that the Strength card is a card of DIY here, because most of the times when you're DIYing some shit, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. It's your first time doing it. You can be a little scared to be sitting here welding and sewing and sawing shit. I'm just making stuff up. I don't build things. But if you can teach yourself that skill set, you strengthen a muscle of authenticity that allows you to take on challenges much easier in the future, right? So that's another reason why this Hierophant, this magician is here. Hierophant is over the Knight of Wands. Be careful about the areas of your life where you waste money impulsively. That's why the Hierophant is coming up to ask us about our spiritual discipline. How do you use money as a source of escape? Knight of Wands is Aries energy. Aries can move very fast and not think things through, right? I love Aries, particularly Aries women, but we know that sometimes they can be a little impulsive. Sometimes they think they know everything. Sometimes they charge into things prematurely. What are the areas of life where you're doing that with your money? Really get a hold of yourself and tap into your discipline so that you can take the reins of your money instead of letting your money run you, right? Now, the blessing around this is that the reason why this conversation around spiritual discipline as it relates to money, as it relates to your triggers, as it relates to you doing things that are brave with your money instead of engaging in self-soothing and escapism, the reason why all of this is coming up is because I'm not going to say a lot, but a good number of us are about to be blessed with money, right? Some sort of windfall, some sort of charity or gift. A lot of us, this is money that comes from institutions. So whatever business loan you've been looking for, whatever student loan you've been thinking about, whatever grant, things of that nature, there's some sort of body or institution that's going to gift you. But for some of us, these are people in community. So this is a merchant. This is somebody that's walked the path that you are walking, right? And they're going to gift you because they want to see you have a win. They want to see you get a leg up. So it makes sense that this whole first row and a little bit of the second is about us really getting in alignment to handle a blessing, right? Because here's the thing, whoever this Six of Pentacles source is, if they see you running around and, buying sushi dinners or, buying Gucci slides and shit or whatever it is you're wasting your money on, that's going to have consequences for you later in terms of the trust that people have in you, right? Again, I want to go back to the Six of Pentacles. I know this is not a traditional deck, but in a traditional deck, we see that the merchant that's giving to someone in need is a businessman themselves, right? And the businessman knows the sacrifice it takes to pull yourself out of a rut. So if the businessman gives you a grant, an opportunity, some sort of gift, some sort of support so that you can move forward, and they see you taking that to, go and fucking buy purses and shit, that's going to piss them off. The lovers, companion, support, reciprocity, mutual exchange, right? The lovers is not always about romantic love. And in a financial reading, it's about how are you treating the people that are invested in you? How are you treating your reciprocal relationships? Yes, the merchant benefits from giving charity, but he's less likely, or she in this case, is less likely to give charity and less likely to give support in the future if they see you neglecting and manipulating the gifts that they've given you, right? Lover's card is about alignment. It's about alignment. It's that Gemini energy. Are you in alignment with your twin? Are you in alignment with your partner? Are you in alignment with the people that give you support? So I love this for us, because there are some of you I know for a fact, just because I've had conversations with you, that you have been trying to manifest gifts of that nature in terms of support from institutions, support from charity, etc. So it's coming, but Spirit is asking you to really take this week to get yourself together in terms of spiritual discipline, in terms of spiritual and social maturity, so that you can use this blessing wisely and you don't squander it in a way that makes people look at you crazy, right? That ends up impacting your reputation negatively. So it makes sense that the Seven of Pentacles fell out. Makes complete sense that this card fell out while we were shuffling. Oh, Sanidra, thank you. I'm going to put this up. The Gold and Shadows reading will help you navigate how to strengthen your wealth and find ways to help you into alignment. If you need to know your blockages, book the reading. It was insightful. Thank you so much. I did do a reading, a Gold and Shadows reading for Sanidra. That is my newest reading offering. I'm going to talk about it in a little bit once I've gotten through the general reading. But I agree with her. I think that if you are experiencing financial blockages, or even if you're not experiencing blockages, if you are one of those people that is blessed to be in a space of elevation with your finances, and you just want to make sure that you are aware of any, hidden behaviors that may negatively impact it in the future, I think that this is a good reading so that you can have that awareness and make sure that you're moving wisely. Okay. Thank you so much, Sanidra. I'm going to leave that up for a minute. Do we want to do love or we want to do health next? Where do we want to go? Love or health? Let's do health next, and then we'll wrap up with love. That sounds about right. Ancestors, angels, and master spirits that walk with me, my elevated ancestors. What wisdom does the collective, what do we as a collective need to know about our relationship with our physical, mental, spiritual health and wellness as we go into the week of June 2nd through the 8th? What are the habits we need to establish, release, or maintain so that we can have good holistic health? Please illuminate any blind spots, any deficits, so that we can make sure we're making the best choices and decisions for our mental, spiritual, and physical health. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Live, love, pure, natural, spot on. Thank you. I hope that the 2 spreads I've done so far have been helpful for you. Thank you so much. Okay, I'll take this comment down just so that way I can put others up as we go along. But let's see. There are emotional blind spots, aka shadows, that are not being addressed. You are actively running from them, and you think that you're fooling other people, but they see you. And that running from those shadows is only putting a strain on your physical health. And that strain, fortunately, is not one that is so severe that you can't restabilize. We have the 7 of Pentacles here. So we are at a destined moment where we are being asked to really look at the relationship between our emotional health, how those emotions impact our mental health, and how ignoring those emotions will manifest in our body. So this is a really fortuitous time, a really important fork in the road moment for some of us. Very first card, the Moon card. This is literally my card of shadow work, right? It's about the reflection and the personal progression that allows us to really see our shadows, to see the things about ourselves that we hide in the dark, right? We really drag those things out and bring them into the light of the moon so that we can see them and understand how to either release or integrate them. That is the Moon card. That is shadow work. Very first card in the reading. The lack of shadow work is making some of you physically sick. And the reason why it's making some of you physically sick is because rather than looking at yourself and really confronting who you are doing all this running from yourself. You're being arrogant and big and demonstrative and a know-it-all. You want to solve everybody's problems rather than looking at your own, right? That Knight of Wands energy can be that way. They love to bust into shit like the Kool-Aid man and tell everybody what they need to do and how they fucking up, but then they don't want to look at themselves, right? All the nights I'm coming to learn got a little bit of a Captain Save a Ho kind of dynamic to them. It shows up differently because of the suit, but all of them got this in them. And the way that this shows up with the Knight of Wands is I'm going to bust in and save people because I'm impressive. Look at me. I'm great. Whole while, your emotions are kicking your ass, right? And this is not something that's sustainable. You can't take it into the next 7 years of your life. So your spirits really would love to see you sit your tail down and think about how you want to experience life 7 years, and for some of y'all, just 7 months from now. I don't want to be this stretched thin. I don't want to be this exhausted. I don't want to be this disconnected from who I am, right? So the 7 of Pentacles is coming up to say, whoa, you really can't take these shadows with you much further. You can't take these shadows with you much further because they will literally impact your ability to bear fruit in the future if you keep fucking and playing around. Now, again, under this Moon card, we got the 7 of Swords. Not only are you manipulating other people by making it seem like, or trying to at least make it seem like you always have it together, but you're lying to yourself, right? We know Seven of Swords can be a card of us manipulating other people or other people trying to manipulate us, but it can be a card of self-sabotage through self-manipulation, through self-avoidance, right? Ignoring the daggers that are being pointed around you, ignoring the threats and the open windows that are make it easy for predatory people to get you, right? Or ignoring the ways in which you are manipulating and playing mind games with other people, right? Because Seven of Swords is a card of mind games, right? So do your fucking shadow work. Do your goddamn shadow. Do your fucking. I'm so tangent. I am so sick of weak knuckle dragging ass bitches. Oh, I'ma throw hexes. Oh, I'ma do this. Bitch, you can't even look at yourself. You can't even look at your fucking self. You ain't scaring no fucking body. Look at yourself. Stop running from who you are and the fact that you actually are scared and weak, trying to be a fucking big bad, trying to manipulate other people, trying to run from you. Be honest and get your shit together. Do your fucking shadow work. I don't trust spiritual people that don't do their shadow work. I don't. They tend to be the most manipulative, reckless people. And here's the thing. The majority of y'all who are rehearing this, y'all don't mean to do this shit on purpose. Y'all really don't even want to be this way. And that's why the spirit is giving you a blessing of an opportunity to turn your behavior around. Wheel of Fortune. You are at a fortuitous moment. You get to make a decision about who you want to be as you move forward. And if your avoidance of your shadows is making you not take care of yourself, not focus on yourself, not even acknowledge who you are, acknowledge the ways in which you are misrepresenting yourself to other people, acknowledge the ways in which you are manipulating other people, this is a divine time and a fortuitous opportunity for you to really shift things. The wheel is in your favor. Take advantage of this shit now. Because here's the thing. People actually fuck with you and they really want to love you. Everybody want to love a Leo. I'm saying that as a Leo rising. If you can see the tantrums people throw when I put them out of my life because they don't know how to act, everybody want to love a Leo. Leo love is fucking addictive, okay? Everybody want to love a Leo. You have a decision to make. You are way too easy to love. Way too easy to love. You are afraid of your shadows. You don't have a single shadow that's so big that you would lose people's love. But you can lose people's love by bulldozing them. You can lose people's love by being manipulative. You can lose people's love by wasting and squandering gifts and fucking up the harvest that people have worked hard for. You can absolutely lose love that way. So, yes, some of us are having health issues and it sucks, but those health issues are a result of not dealing with our emotions. Those health issues are a result of us running away from ourselves through being hyper busy, through hiding behind other people's problems so that we don't have to look at ours, through manipulating other people into believing we have it more together than we actually do, somewhat unsuccessfully because the manipulation don't even work. Niggas see you. They see you trying to escape with the swords. So rather than spin your wheels and make yourself sicker by not doing your shadow work, just do your fucking shadow work. Do your shadow work so that you can love yourself just as fully as other people want to love your hard-headed ass. Okay? Again, not the health reading I expected, but it's the health reading that the spirits wanted us to have, and I hope it falls on the ears of those who need to hear it. Codan says, I hope I hear your voice in my head all week yelling, do your fucking shadow work. It's not the way that I want to be remembered, but if it's the name, if it's going to help you and motivate you, baby, then all means, sis. If it helps you, then I hope it helps. I never stop and think about whether or not people are going to have my voice in their head later. So you saying that made me chuckle a little bit. Let's see, what else are people saying? We'll wrap up with the love reading in just a moment. Me, been slacking, haven't done a spiritual bath in maybe 6 months or more, and having to deal with my emotional shadows, which I use so many to do. Okay, yeah, baby, do your spiritual bath. Do your spiritual baths. If you are a person that knows that you struggle to remember to do your spiritual baths, then just make sure that, like, once every season or once every 6 months, you make a big batch of enchanted salts, right? You dry a big batch of your favorite herbs or your favorite flowers, and just have them on deck, so that way the spiritual baths don't feel like a burden. They don't feel like something you have to overthink. Spiritual baths are really important. Regular cleansings are really important. I'm actually teaching a class at the end of the month on how to guard yourself from spiritual psychosis, because spiritual psychosis is at an all-time high, and it's only going to get worse with the battles of principalities that we are dealing with, and with everything going on with our U.S. government. It's only going to get worse. And so this is a class that is designed not only to teach you how to protect your head so that you don't get infected with spiritual psychosis, but also how to protect your energetic field and your environment from niggas and bitches that deal with spiritual psychosis. So definitely take your spiritual baths. I'm going to talk about that class in a little bit when I'm done with the love reading. But yeah, take care of yourself, baby. I hide behind books. I've read at least 50 books this year. That's one of those things where, like, the vice is so dope that sometimes it's hard to be hard on somebody about it, especially because people don't fucking read anymore. But yeah, try to, you don't want to use the books as escapism. You want to use them as a platform and a foundation, right? Tori Allen, I'm not trying to call you out, baby, but if it hits you, we can talk about it. I wasn't trying to. Jamila, I hide behind motherhood. That is girl, that is a word. Black women, we got to work on that. We really, really got to work on that. It's not helpful to you, and it's not helpful to the baby either. And I want to thank you for being brave enough to admit it, because a lot of people do that, but a lot of people can't really, be honest with themselves about it. And that's half the battle, is recognizing it. So your ability to recognize it puts you in a position where you can work on it. Solange, Cranes in the Sky. I tried to buy it away, sex it away. Girl, yes. I'm going to listen to that song when we get off of here. Such a good one. Well, I was in love with a Leo, and he was fake as hell. I'm sorry to hear that. Leo men are my favorite. I would never date a Leo man because I value my mental health, and I don't have it in me to pour that much admiration into a person all day, every goddamn day. But as friends and community members, they are some of my favorite people. Okay, let's get into this love reading, and that way I can take questions from the audience, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up, and I'll let y'all get back to preparing for the week ahead of y'all, okay? Ancestors, angels, and master spirits, walk with me, my elevated ancestors. What wisdom do we as a collective need about love and romance as we step into the week of June 2nd through the 8th? Who do we need to be, and what do we need to see about ourselves, our environment, and our habits that will allow us to have the experiences of and be experienced by those that we love and want to be loved by? If there are any blockages around love and romance, if there are any obstacles, any bumps in the road, please illuminate those for us now so that we know how to handle them and prepare ourselves. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Hey, Tashana, if you have the time, I know it's late and it's a Sunday, but if you have the time and you're okay with me calling you, I just need probably 5 to 10 minutes of your time before the night is over. Let me know, and I'll give you a call when I get off the live. Carrie Cott. Hi, Carrie. Oh, yeah, I already read that comment. Carrie is airing out Leo men. I'm not going to lie. Even when it's a sign that I like, I love it when people air out different zodiac signs. No zodiac is perfect, but people have they one or two signs that they're just like shaking fists like an angry old man. And I find that hilarious. Hello. Oh, Miss Cropper, it's good to see you. Good to see you. Long time no see, baby girl. I miss you. Scram, go away. Hello, Scram, go away. Thank you for joining. Some of us are in relationship or we are trying to, Spirit was about to have me say manje. Oh my God, that's not the right word. That's not, or is it? Okay. Oh, it is the right word. Sorry. Give me a second. One day I'll have the setup where you can see the cards as I lay them out so that way when I'm chuckling and stuff, you guys know what I'm looking at. But some of you are trying to use magic to force a fuck boy into a husband, or force a bird, because I feel like a bird may be the female equivalent of a fuck boy. My logic. Force a bird into being partner material, legacy material. That is not helpful. That is only going to set you up in a dynamic, and Manje was right, that's going to set you up in a dynamic where that person can suck your energy, drain your energy. Use your magic for better. Use your magic to sharpen your vision so that you can see clearly the person that is in alignment with the kind of love that you want to have, because in the long term, that is what's going to bring you peace. Okay? That's for the single people. For the married people, because it's two messages. For the married people, your partner is not obligated to deal with your fuck shit. That is not what marriage is. And you don't get a right to be so spoiled and entitled with your partner that when they bring you feedback, you get upset, you fight, you verbally abuse. That is not healthy for your legacy. You have children watching you. You have family watching you. And that sets up negative investment into your ancestral treasury. 10 of Pentacles is generational wealth. So whether you're single, whether you're partnered, you really got to think about the legacy that you're leaving behind. You got to think about how you are moving and how your habits and your practices are literal investments in the future of your bloodline. We want to just marry, we want to date, we want to, pardon my language, fuck anybody we want to. Like, that does not have consequences over our future and our bloodline. It absolutely does. And you can lie to yourself and pretend like it doesn't, but it does. The way that you treat your partner impacts your bloodline because your children literally see it, and it normalizes behavior that they carry on into the future generations. So really being aware of, it's really, when you think about love, it's really easy and somewhat spiritually immature to be selfish about it and think about how you want to feel and what you can get and me. But is the way that you're engaging with your lovers, whether it be a partner or just a relationship, setting you up for the kind of generational wealth you want as it relates to love? Now, some of you guys are not getting what you want and you are manipulating your magic, whether it is literally through conjure and spell work or it's you manipulating your charm, being socially manipulative, lying and shit, right? You are manipulating your magic to try and turn somebody that you know good and goddamn well is not good for you into a long-term partner. You are wasting your time and you don't get to cry when it backfires and they predate on you, right? They suck you dry. They suck your energy dry. They suck your life force dry. They take your faith and love away. Don't manipulate your magic for ill-gotten reasons, right? The magician can very easily turn into a trickster, right? Do you want to be a healer or do you want to be a trickster? And understand that tricksters play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. What Monique say, when you play like a clown, the clown comes back to bite, right? Be careful around that. 9 of Pentacles under the 10 of Pentacles. You get the love back that you put into the world. The way that you treat you will dictate the kind of love you receive from other people, right? Some of you guys, and we talked about this earlier, this is synchronicity, so I know it's the right message. We talked about earlier how self-neglect makes you mistreat other people. Some of you guys are not treating your partner kindly because you are stretched thin and you're not treating yourself good. 9 of Pentacles is independent wealth. It's somebody who can move with ease on their own. Somebody who has established themselves, who takes good care of themselves. When it comes to health, somebody who has healthy habits for themselves. So make sure that you're taking good care of you so that that doesn't translate to bad habits and manipulation and fucked up things on your partner. Okay? I'm going to read these two together because they were stuck together. Heart chakra, Ace of Cups, and the High Priestess. Heart chakra work is long overdue for some of y'all. So to the young lady who mentioned earlier she ain't had a spiritual bath in 6 months, maybe focus on some heart chakra herbs when you make your spiritual bath. But you have to get in alignment with your spirit, which is what the High Priestess is about. Being aligned with the spirits of your court, being tapped into your intuition so that you have good connection and healthy conversation with the spirits around you. Some of you don't even know what the nature of the heart chakra issue is that you have. You know that there's a pain there. You know that you're lashing out. You know that you're either running from love or numbing yourself with sex to avoid love, right? You know that you're doing these things, but you don't understand the why. If you don't know why, go to your ancestors. Tap into your spirits. Sit down. When was the last time you cleansed or read? When was the last time you spoke with the spirit of your head? These are things you need to do. Talk to your ancestors, talk to the spirit of your head, and figure out what it is that your heart needs. Because there's something that's lacking and that they're calling for that you need to give to it. We end with self-care. Again, the way that you treat yourself ends up being a reflection of how you treat your partner. Are you taking good care of yourself? If you're not, then there's no surprise that you're lashing out at the people that you claim to love, right? I'm gonna bring it up, fucker. I tell you guys a lot about the girl that I fell out with a couple of years ago, that in the same breath that she thought she was reading me and telling me about me, admitted that she had neglected her shower routine so much that she had boils on her pussy, right? You can't tell me nothing about your life if you are neglecting your self-care so much that you have boils on your vagina. And something's going off in your marriage if your husband is okay with you neglecting yourself too. You're getting to that point, right? I'm bringing it up as an example because self-care is important, not just for you, but for the relationships around you. This keeps coming up tonight. There are too many of you guys that are neglecting yourselves and you're treating the people around you poorly. So your self-care is negatively impacting your children. Your self-care is negatively impacting your relationship with your partner. When you can just take care of your fucking self and be nicer to the people that you love. Okay? So, love message. Rather than trying to work other people and misusing spirit to manipulate other people, simply step back, take better care of yourself, be the person that you want to be, so that way you're making positive investments into your love relationship, because that spills over into your bloodline in concrete ways. It's not theoretical. That kid that watches you throw shit and argue with your husband is going to grow up to be somebody that thinks that verbal abuse and physical abuse is okay in relationships. Is that not a generational curse? See, we talk about generational curses and ancestral blockages, and we want to make it more complicated than what it is. The shit is actually very simple. So stop being selfish in your love life. Stop being entitled. Stop feeling that you need to dominate and rule your partner. And focus on structure within yourself so that way you can remember that you love these people instead of lashing out at them because you're stretched thin. Speaking of spiritual baths, man, the spiritual bath I did last night got me on some. If I do say so myself, I did a good ass reading this week. Y'all welcome. Y'all are very, very welcome. Let's see. Mother Daenerys Targaryen says the silent treatment is just as bad as yelling. It absolutely is. That is a form of manipulation. It's not good. Not only is it not healthy in terms of communication within family or within a partnership, but that makes a person sick over time, because all the silent treatment is somebody imploding rather than exploding. So that makes you sick. That leads to gut health issues. That leads to heart issues, right? So you're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. All right, everyone. So I am now at the point where I am ready to take questions from the audience. So what I will do is I will go ahead and talk about updates, things I'm working on, as you all type out your questions in the comments. If people, love offerings are not mandatory, but I do take them into consideration just because I don't want somebody to donate to me and then I don't answer their question. But I really don't plan to be on here for 40 days or 40 nights tonight. So I may not do too many questions, but type them out and then I'll try to get to as many as I have the capacity to. Okay. Charm School enrollment is closed for now. We will reopen in August. But I know that there are some of you guys who still want to take classes with me or still want to get the ball rolling, even though Charm School won't be enrolling people until August. That's totally fine. So there are a couple of ways that you can learn from me. First is I have reestablished an old mentorship program that I used to have called Study Hall. Study Hall is a self-paced mentorship program. So basically you get a series of classes once a month and some assignments that you complete on your own. You get weekly check-ins with me, not consultations, but just check-ins to see about your progress. So it's way less maintenance than Charm School, and you don't have Coven, but it is an opportunity for you to get the ball rolling on your spiritual education, as well as get feedback about your shadow work journey. So if that is, I know some of you guys are like mad busy. There's a lot of reasons why you may not be able to commit to Coven. So if if Study Hall is something that you are interested in, go ahead and join the Charm School intake chat, and then I'll give you information about Study Hall once you are there. If you can't even commit to a self-paced mentorship program, totally fine. There is my Patreon. I have tiers as low as $5 up to $40. And all paid tiers get access to my monthly class that I teach on Patreon. This month's Patreon class, again, it's exclusive to Patreon, meaning that the patrons get it for free, or they get it with the payment of their dues. But I'm also offering this class as a standalone class for the low price of $10. That's how you know that I'm doing this. So I'm explaining something to you guys. When I have classes and shit that are $10, nigga, I don't make no money off of that. By the time my website processes those fees and stuff, I'm lucky if I see $4, and I don't need your $4. But some of y'all need to start making spiritual investments, even if they are small, in the information that you seek from people. And I'm teaching this class on guarding yourself from spiritual psychosis because I know it's necessary and timely, but my spirits will not allow me to teach it for free. So that's why I'm offering it for $10. $10. Y'all niggas got $10. Y'all spend $10 on coffee. Like $10. Join us June 24th for a class on how to guard yourself from spiritual psychosis. The link to the class is below in the comments. It's called Protect Your Neck, guarding yourself from spiritual psychosis. So we're going to learn not only how to protect our heads so that we don't fall victim to it, but we're also going to learn how to protect our environment so that we don't have to be in space with people who have spiritual psychosis. Okay? So those are all my updates for now. Let's see. Jamila wants to know if their consultation business is the next right step for them. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me, my elevated ancestors. What wisdom does Jamila need about her consultation business? Is this the best thing for her to be doing at this time? If not, why not? And when would it be the right time? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I've missed you. I've missed you, Miss Cropper. I've missed you, and I'm glad that you were able to catch it tonight. I've been wondering how you and the Puddins are doing. Damn, okay. I was about to do a full last reading. Let me put these last 3 cards away, okay? It's a perfect time to plan, but it's not a good time to strike. Realistically, you just don't have the proper money for it, right? Things are tight financially. And not only is it tight financially, there's a lot going on around you that makes it hard for you to see beyond the financial tightness, right? Because 5 of Pentacles is not just about us, it's about the environment, about the feeling. Now, you doing this is the right thing. It's probably going to be appropriate for you to start this 8 to 9 months from now. You'll be a lot more financially solid and aware of your resources and your options. 9 of Pentacles. Your spirits absolutely do want you to be somebody that is independently employed. So this is the right objective. It's just that you want to make sure that you go about it at the right time. Confirmation, this is where you're going to generate your wealth. Absolutely. This business is where you're going to generate your wealth, and it will turn into something that is a part of your legacy that you can leave behind if you so choose, right? But now is not the right time. If you move now, there will be financial restriction. So take 8 to 9 months to really set yourself up for to do the leap appropriately. That's what I have to say about that, Jamila. I hope that was helpful. Tashana, will my spiritual investments be bought up by the other party when my discovery is turned in? Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits with me. Will her spiritual investments be bought up by the other party? Will this be something that negatively impacts her? If so, how? And how does she protect herself from it? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. That is crazy. I cannot believe they are 3 and 4. But it must be even crazier for you because you birthed them. So you probably feel like they just came yesterday. That's crazy. Time really do fly by. No. So here's the thing. I doubt that it does come up, but even if it does come up, you can talk about it in terms of self-care and in terms of therapy. It's not going to negatively reflect on you, right? We have the Fool card, which is saying you just need to focus on the journey ahead and what you learned in the process and that you're going to be okay, right? Because the Fool is protected. The ancestors are around them, making sure that even if they stumble, that they'll be all right, right? So it's about being focused on what you learn as you move forward. We then have the Knight of Pentacles, which is it's savings. It's somebody who's good with their money. It's somebody who's really, really responsible. So overall, your finances are super responsible. And I think that's the primary thing that they're going to look at and see. And then we have the King of Cups, which is very similar to the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups, this is a card of self-care. This is a card of somebody who takes really good care of themselves, right? So even if it does get discovered, it's looked at as self-care. It's not any different than you having a life coach. It's not any different than you investing your money into a church that you're a part of. So I don't see a likelihood of it coming up. And even if it does, it's not going to reflect poorly on you. So that's what I see. Let me know if that's helpful, if that resonates with you. Again, my Cash App is scrolling below along with my PayPal. So if any of you want to send a love offering just to show your appreciation, please feel free to do so. Let me take a question from the Instagram. We have Miss Hey Rose. Is M's intentions pure? Should I pursue a serious relationship with this person? I got you, Miss Hay. And I think I'll do maybe one more after her. Maybe two more. See, I don't know how to, see, this is why y'all be getting on my nerves, because I don't even know how to hold boundaries. Didn't we just talk about how you need to take care of yourself and hold boundaries so that you don't get stressed out and get mean to people? And here I am talking about, I'll do one, no, I'll do two. I gotta stop that shit. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits, walk with me. What does Miss Rose need to know about M? Are their intentions pure? Is this someone that they should be exploring a relationship with? If so, why? And with some shared is deeply appreciated. You are very welcome, Shana. Okay, I'm gonna be really honest with you because I have a responsibility to the spirits. No. This is somebody who's very manipulative, and they're manipulative in ways where they have no problem with gaslighting you or throwing you under the bus, right? Because Five of Swords is very much a card of, it's somebody getting over on you and you learning to protect yourself so it doesn't happen again, or how to avoid it, right? So this is somebody who plays a lot of mind games, and they're mind games that can really put you in a position where you lose a lot of time, a lot of peace. You get thrown off your path with the bigger war, which is your life, right? This is low-key not a time where you should even really be dating. Like, you shouldn't be actively going after romance. We have the Four of Swords. So a lot of what you're seeking in romance, you need to be figuring out a way to give to yourself, which is peace, restoration, rejuvenation. These are things you need to offer you. And because this is the time where you should be focusing on you as opposed to focusing on dating, not only does it make you more susceptible to people who are gaslighting, but look at what the card says. It says it for itself. The fuck boy, right? So I don't see that this is something that'll be good for you, Miss Rose. I just don't see it. I'm sorry. Let's see. Carrie, I'm talking to this new guy who is not the same nationality as me, but we had a fallout last week, Friday, which was his fault. But will he contact me to apologize? If so, when? Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me. What does Carrie need to know about the fallout with her love interest? Will they be reaching out to her to apologize? If so, when? If not, why not? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I'll do one more after this. So if you've not already typed out your question, go ahead and type it out. And then I will get to you after Carrie. He don't think he did anything wrong. He's not gonna say anything. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what the fuck he did, and it was probably racist. That may sound fucked up, but you said that he's of a different nationality, and sometimes people who are not used to dating outside of their race, their bigotries come out, right? So that's a possibility, especially with what I'm seeing in these cards, and I'll get to it in a moment. But you have a pattern of wanting people to apologize to you, or feeling like you wait on the apology, right? And here's the thing. Yes, it's good to exercise forgiveness. If somebody asks for your forgiveness, it's great to whatever. But it's the waiting for it that's not healthy for you, right? Take care of yourself. Focus on yourself. Don't worry about him. He's not even a priority. He doesn't need to be. The death card is coming up because, again, that particular issue, right, of sometimes people disrespect you and they just know that they're being disrespectful. And rather than hoping that they apologize and thinking that apology is somehow going to be justification or a reason to let them have access to you again, nigga, no. So the death card is coming up to say that there's a need for transformation and a shift in perspective around. It's like, yeah, that's fucked up what he did, but this is a bigger issue with you. And there needs to be transformation with this bigger issue with you. I'm going to read these together because, again, I don't know why my millennial cards be sticking together, but I'm going to read these together. He is not sorry. 7 of Wands. He's going to stand his ground. And holding out for an apology is only going to put pressure on your heart. So forgive him even though he hasn't apologized. We don't need somebody's presence to forgive them. Forgive them for you. Those of you who are in the Healing Hearts program with us right now, you guys know this conversation. Forgive him for you and move forward. But no, baby, I don't see him apologizing. This person is kind of a dick. He really doesn't think that he did anything wrong. He low-key kind of thinks whatever he did, you deserved it. I don't like that for you. Fuck him. Protect Your Neck says it's sold out. How's that possible? I'm going to fix that link when we get off here, Sanidra, because that's not possible. The class is not sold out. I literally just posted it today. I'm going to fix it before the night is over. So those of you who are interested in the class, just save the link. Before morning, it'll be working. I have no idea what's going on with that thing, but I'm definitely going to fix that. Okay, let's see. KFS says, what does low want? That's a very general question, so let's see. And this is going to be the final question tonight. I know I keep saying I'm going to do a midweek reading, and I never do it, so let's keep our fingers crossed. I'll be back later this week. But also be grateful for Sundays, right? A lot of y'all come in, and I'm not saying this in a mean way because I don't care. I don't mind it. But a lot of y'all get consistently free readings from me on Sundays, so don't be greedy. Don't be. But hopefully I can come back later in the week. It'll be nice to get back to a 2-time-a-week pattern. Which deck is this? It's the Millennial Tarot deck. Look at the back of it. The little avocados on it. This is one of my favorite decks. Ancestors, what does low want? What does low want? What does low want from Francine? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. The happy hour readings were fun, and then Diddy happened, and I started getting triggered routinely. And then I thought I had the energy to come back, and then it was like a barrage of niggas abusing people. And I just didn't want to engage with that energy. But I feel fortified in a really particular way. So I think I am ready to get back into doing happy hour readings. Your girl teaches so much that it's hard for me to carve out the time. Some weeks I teach 2 or 3 classes in one week. That's why when people come along and they're like, I really miss your classes. I really want to learn from you. I'm like, nigga, no, you don't. Because if you did, you'd be in the classes. They want allyship. They want support. Um, there's some negative actions, maybe even addictions that are catching up with them in this moment, and it's really, really fucking them up, right? This devil card is really enacting a ruthlessness over their life, and it's a result of something that they over obsess over or have an addictive relationship to. They are fighting at their hardest to get to a space of balance with the justice card, but it's really, really hard for them to do that on their own. And so they are looking for someone to give them support, right? They really need that Knight of Cups, supportive, affirmative, I love you, you got this energy. So Low is reaching out to you because they're going through some shit. Life is fucking them up as a result of their choices. They have faith with the Justice card that they can get back to balance, but they are really, really, really hoping that they can get support from you along the way. Love you all. Thank you all. It was great to see you all. We had a good turnout today. We had some amazing questions. Book your golden. Oh, the Golden Shadows reading. The Golden Shadows reading is a financial blockages reading that I offer. It's a new service of mine. It's available for the whole month of June at an introductory price of $85. July 1st, that shit goes up. So if you are interested in the reading, take advantage of it now while it is on introductory offer. I may be doing a sale before the end of the month. I don't know. But just take advantage of the reading because it's already on sale. I will fix the link for the June 24th workshop on how to guard yourself from spiritual psychosis, the Protect Your Neck workshop. What else? Patreon is up and going. Our June readings will be up in the next couple of days, so consider joining the Patreon, especially if you want to get access to exclusive classes and exclusive readings. Yeah, and fingers crossed, I may see y'all later this week, but if not, see y'all this coming Sunday. Bye.